Ahoy! Welcome into the Junk Drawer, part of the Korked Podcast Network. This podcast would also like to announce that we will not be renewing our partnership with the Big 12 Conference. Today is July 26, 2021. What is up, junkies? I'm Austin. That's AD. What's up, AD?
Austin, you know me. It's getting hot out there. This is just a friendly reminder to water your plants.
Of course it is. Guys, please subscribe, rate, review. We have to say it, but we have to say it, but please do it. That would be awesome. Help this show grow. And you can and you can help make this show better by commenting along. If you're watching the live stream, you can comment along and interact with us and throw your 2 cents into each topic. We've got a lot to get into. We've got a lot of different topics. We're going to try and get to as many as we can within this. Obviously, we'll start with our good, back, and ugly segment. We've got a Frank fact to cap things off. But yeah, AD, do you want to? Let's just go ahead and get into it. Well,
yeah.
What do you got for your good of the week?
I have a great one to start us off with. Touches home for some local guy, Pittsburgh Steeler, JuJu's Smith-Schuster. You may have heard of him.
TikTok star, right?
Corvette. Yeah, he plays football on the side. He does that. He dances a little bit. Looks like he put on a little bit of weight in the offseason. I don't know if it's muscle. I don't know if it's muscle or if he. But I think he's looking good.
So he's like thick weight.
Thick good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not like Big Ben weight.
No. He's not on the Tom Brady diet.
Not like trim Big Ben weight.
Lean Ben
or lean Ben. Yeah, lean.
Yeah.
Big Ben shows up to camp and reporters say Big Ben's looking lean, and it's like, that's lean, Big Ben. My gosh.
Yeah, it depends on your definition of lean, but
I don't share the same definition as the other reporters that reported on Big Ben showing up to camp.
As you shouldn't. But I think this is a personal announcement for JuJu. He got a new sponsor, surprisingly, picked up, and it's not one that you'd really expect. Trojan Condoms now sponsors JuJu's Smith-Schuster.
Hold on. So he's got an endorsement deal with Trojan.
And I think I could be wrong on this. I think he's advertised that he's a virgin. So I'm a little confused as to why this, because he was a part of that, like the Virginity Rocks thing. I feel like he was a part of that. And it's an interesting sponsorship. That's all I'll say.
Look, anyone who's that into TikTok, I would also guess is a virgin, but it's, I don't maybe that's the most brilliant move by Trojan.
Oh,
okay. like think about it.
Yeah.
You want someone to endorse your product. The more I think about it, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You want someone who uses it a lot. You'd want like a Ron Jeremy type to endorse your product.
So, and there's only been one commercial so far, and it's a little confusing because he's like in a suit shop, like he's looking at suits, and then like somehow transitions that into like an advertisement for a condom. Like you want your suit to fit the same way that your condom does, something like that. It's a very strange connection, though.
Yeah, it's like, do you want your condoms tailored? Like,
I don't.
Do you want them on the inside? And look, I like the idea of it, but I don't know if I want to tailor measuring my dick.
And what would you do if, do you get measured, when you're soft, or is there like,
that's true, right?
Do you have to get hard for it?
What about when you're flaccid? Like the suit won't fit the same.
You're going to need 2 suits at that point.
When you get fitted for a suit, it's one size. Like it's not like you grow as the night goes on. So it's like a fitted condom would not always fit, and because it's either going to be too tight or it's going to be too loose, depending on where you're at in your horniness.
That sounds like a problem too. So
wow, that's a great. All right. So kudos to JuJu for landing that coveted Trojan condom sponsorship.
And it goes along nicely with his Verizon and Pizza Hut commercials. So.
Definitely a virgin. Definitely a virgin.
So there you go. Juju Smith-Schuster now sponsored by Trojan.
Okay. Do you have another good?
Yeah, I do. And this was actually just a quote from the legendary. I mean, he's been featured on our show so many times. Absolutely legendary. And maybe you were going to bring it up too. Gardner Minshew, as we know, he's still a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Oh yeah.
He's currently competing for the quarterback position, essentially, with Trevor Lawrence. And he was quoted saying, in preparation for the competition, he hasn't taken a shit in weeks because number 2 isn't an option for him.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Gardner.
Jacksonville.
That's your man. That's your guy. Look, I love Gardner Minshew. Gardner Flint Minshew the second.
Gardner Flint Minshew. Yes.
Yeah.
The second. Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
The guy who was almost named Beowulf. His grandfather wanted him named Beowulf, which I don't know. They really dropped the ball on that one. But Gardner Minshew, first of all, I love Gardner Minshew. Like if you're Gardner Minshew, you have to know you're not starting. You might not even start week 1. The Jaguars might be one of those teams that throw Trevor Lawrence to the Wolves week 1. To where it's like you have to say like, oh yeah, no, I want my starting job. Gardner Minshew, not a terrible quarterback. He's just on a terrible team right now, and I look, and I hate the Jaguars because they're obviously in the same division as the Titans, but I kind of like Gardner Minshew. I kind of wish he wasn't a Jaguar.
He's one of those people that's just very hard to hate. Like you just,
right.
You look at him and he's like, that's a specimen right there. Like that guy, like he's got the hair, he's got the look, he's got the jean shorts. I mean, he's got it all going for him.
Gardner Flint Minshew, an absolute specimen. I agree with that. All right. So I'll stay in football for mine, kind of, I guess.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to get to the football one here in a little bit. First, I want to do this one. So I saw this tweet literally right before we came on. There is a guy out there. This tweet reads, "My uncle's crazy neighbor has a list of people who are not welcome on his front door." And then it includes a picture. Now, I know this isn't great podcasting for our podcast audience, but for our live stream audience, you can see this, okay? This is a photo of a man who has a long list of people on there. Now you're like, okay, wow, that's a lot of people he hates. I'm sure they're all like neighbors and people that have wronged him in his hometown. No, like as you look closer, and I don't know how close we can get on this, but there are names on there such as Ben Affleck, Matt Damon,
not allowed,
Sarah Spain, Mina Kimes, Jennifer Aniston, everyone in the Clinton family, Monica Lewinsky, Martin Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor too.
Yeah, it is. Is this Gardner Minshew's front door? Damian Lewis, Paul Giamatti. Like it's literally like I think this guy just watches TV, and as he sees someone, he adds them to the list.
You know what this reminds me of a little bit. Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison with his list of people to kill.
Yes,
and he's like crossing them off as
this guy definitely right after hanging this list. This guy put on lipstick and laid down on his sofa.
I can't remember the song he was listening to, but it was like perfect for that scene.
I think we should all do this. I think everyone should be required to put the list of people that you hate that aren't allowed on your front door on your front door. It's kind of like it's kind of like a reverse Passover, you know, how they would smear the lamb's blood over the door so the angel of death would pass over their house. This is more along the lines of just like the angel of death. Hey, here's a hit list. Do you mind taking care of these people for me?
Yeah, I hate all of these people.
Right. So I just think it's awesome. The podcast audience, it's literally just a photo of just literally like sheets of computer paper with names written in Sharpie on, and I'm talking like hundreds of names. Would you say probably hundreds?
I can't even like make out any of the names. That's how many names there are.
There looks like 20 to 40 names per sheet of paper, and there are 1, 2, 3, There's over nine sheets of paper, all duct taped to the front door,
And
over the
you can
window
tell
of the front door.
there's still some room for growth because the one page still has some room to add names. So
Right.
This list is not complete by
No,
any
it,
means.
this
Still,
guy,
it's
this is a
ongoing.
working
This is
list.
ongoing. Yeah.
This is a guy who was like, "Yep, people will be added to this list. Don't be the next one." If you want to be, I don't know if I want to go into this guy's house because I don't want to be. I feel like it doesn't take much to be added to this list.
Yeah, I don't want to get on his bad side. It's like those Mike's Hard Lemonade commercials when the guy grabs the last Mike's Hard and it's Mike Tyson's.
Yeah,
It's something like that could happen with this guy, and
right.
You don't want to be there for it.
You don't want to be there around it. My next good of the week, Kanye West. So Kanye West was spotted at, or he had his listening party at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia. 40,000 people come out. He plays his new album for people. His new album called Donda, named after his late mother. He goes out and it's the most streamed event on Apple. I guess they streamed it on Apple.
I tried to watch it and I couldn't get it working. So either Apple messed up or I messed up. I don't know which one it was.
Something like 3.3 million people.
He broke a record. Yeah.
Think about that. That's like the Olympic opening games got 17 million. And so he got worldwide. He got like for a worldwide opening event for the Olympics, he got like what, like a sixth of that. Just for his new album.
That's pretty solid.
Especially if it's streaming only too, because that's both television and streaming numbers combined. The Olympics got 17 million. So now there's this rumor that he's set up a recording studio and lives inside the visitors' locker room at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, to the point where the Atlanta United had a game the other day. And not only was he spotted at the game wearing the same outfit he wore.
No, really?
The same outfit he wore to the listening party, but it was also rumored that the Columbus, whatever the Columbus soccer team name is, they couldn't be in the listening. They couldn't be in the visitors' locker room.
It's a studio.
They had to prepare for their game in another room because Kanye was in the visiting locker room.
I would be okay with that too if I was one of those soccer players, because just think about you have a story now for the rest of your life. Like, oh yeah, like we were supposed to play in that
right
stadium and we couldn't because of Kanye. Like,
yeah, right. Now, I don't attend many soccer games, but like, is this normally what fans wear? The pantyhose over the face?
Well, and apparently he wore that for the entire stream of the whole thing, right? So,
right. It looked like he was like ready to rob Mercedes-Benz Stadium as opposed to stay there. I don't. Obviously, the fact that he's wearing the same outfit to the Atlanta United game as he did on Thursday night tells me, okay, he is crashing there. Like, he's staying in the same clothes. He's sleeping on Mercedes-Benz's couch, essentially.
Do you think he told them that, or is he just he's getting like squatters' rights? He just stayed there after
He came in for the live stream and then just never left.
It's also an epic troll that the album was supposed to be released on Friday.
Yeah,
after the live stream, and it's nowhere to be found.
It's nowhere. And honestly, I was actually talking about this today with my producer. Should we even expect this album to come out? Like, this album may not ever come out.
At this point, well, he might have to be out of there by football season, I would think. So
yeah,
he's got at least a month, I think.
So right. I believe I made this joke on the internets earlier, but a team calling Mercedes-Benz Stadium home, you can't expect them to finish anyway. So, so my question to you, what stadium would you want to live in?
Well, I think he made a good choice by living in a dome, right? Like, it's pretty hot in Atlanta.
Well, a retractable roof dome. That way,
also, he has an option. He has the option.
You have that option.
Good question though. I think I like Yankee Stadium would be cool. The old Kingdom would be cool.
Oh yeah. Oh,
The
rest in peace.
AstroTurf. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What would you go with?
See, I'm thinking like, okay, so I think Atlanta, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is brilliant on his part because it's where I'm sorry, I've lost my screen. I think the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is brilliant on his part because it's got Chick-fil-A in there. So 6 days out of the week, you could be eating Chick-fil-A. All right.
Keyword 6 days.
Right. Yes. I would also go with another Atlanta stadium, Truist Park, where the Atlanta Braves play, because it's got a Waffle House in there. And you know how much I love Waffle House.
Oh, that's ideal for you.
Right. So, like, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, where's my best food option?
Where's the best food?
Right.
Oh.
Obviously, Dodger Stadium in LA would be
say,
nice. The weather would be nice. You get Dodger dogs, you know, but how many Dodger dogs can you eat before you get, you know, too sick? I'm trying to think what other, like.
Well, you know, it's funny about PNC Park where the Pirates play. There's not many players there that are that are there longer than a year anyway. So it's not really like somewhere that anyone would really want to stay, especially since they, just traded their only all-star on the team. So
rest in peace, dude. I thought about you when I heard that. Adam Frazier, like literally the one bright spot of this team. He makes it to the All-Star game. He's dominating this year. And then all of a sudden he's shipped away to San Diego.
Hey, well, the good news is that they got prospects. So, the team could be pretty good in a couple years. They're just building for the future.
Well, as if they needed to make their payroll any cheaper. They're like, yeah, let's just get a couple of prospects so we don't have to pay them that much. It's like, you're not paying anyone that much anyway.
No, and they refuse to spend any money. So I just have accepted. And it's really funny to hear Pittsburgh sports radio try and like break down this trade and be like, give each team a grade. It's just like,
yeah,
they're literally just making the Padres better. Like there's nothing good about that for the Pirates besides these future prospects.
I know. That's what I hate when teams are like, yeah, we're selling. It's like, you're like, okay, but like, you're not going to get any return back.
When are you buying?
Right. Are the Pirates ever buying the, Pirates, please get better. Someone buy the team. Pat McAfee, buy the team.
Sell the team.
Yeah, buy the team. How about this for a stadium? The Giant Roomba in Vegas.
Oh, the brand new one with the pool, swimming pool.
Right? The giant torch. If you get cold, it's like a fireplace. Even though it's a fake torch.
Perfect for at nighttime, though. You could get some lawn chairs around there. That'd be perfect.
Maybe get some really long rods and just like cook s'mores over that fake open flame. Which I was really disappointed when that stadium was built. I was really disappointed that we did not get an actual flame.
What kind of flame is it?
It's just a glass. It's a glass flame, and it just lights up.
Oh.
Yeah, and
that's not even close to a real flame.
Such a buzzkill. But there, you're close to the Vegas Strip, which would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, in
a similar breath, the new Chargers and Rams stadium as well would be pretty cool. That's
anywhere with like really good technology. What about an NBA arena? The Hawks Stadium is pretty good. Stay in Atlanta. The Hawks Stadium is pretty solid. A lot of good technology. Sacramento King Stadium. Don't sleep on the Sacramento. Granted, you're living in Sacramento, but like the King Stadium, very technology sound. It is just the coolest technology you've seen. Great Wi-Fi everywhere in the building. And that's an important factor.
That's a plus. That is a plus.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't recommend Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland.
No. Have you? Oh, you've been.
I have been, but you'd also just be in Cleveland, so that's the biggest setback there.
All right. So last thing I'll say on the Kanye West thing: did you see how much concessions prices were going for at his event?
It was something ridiculous, like $60 for like assorted meats or something. What was it like?
Yeah. So you saw it.
Yeah.
$35 for sweet and salty kettle corn, but it is gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan. So,
I mean, if it wasn't, then we'd have a big issue.
If it wasn't, then it's like, okay, I think you're asking a little bit much for that price. $65 for an assorted snack basket.
There it is.
That's a basket of gluten-free chips, bars, and jerky. $50 for crispy chicken tenders. It's like, I mean, look, I know Chick-fil-A is expensive, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
All beef kosher franks, $40. And then cookies and brownies, which you would think like, okay, let's get a nice dessert. Let's get a nice snack to add on to our meal. $45.
I mean, that's actually not bad value, but you know what I would do if I was there? I would purchase one of these items, like let's just say the crispy chicken tenders for $50, and I would not eat it. I would save it, and then I'd put it on eBay and sell it for $350 and say
resell
Kanye West, chicken finger, listening party. People would go nuts for that.
I saw somewhere online, and this could have been just a total lie, total exaggeration, but I would also believe it, that a bag of air from the listening party event was going for like $350 online.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you could literally, these hype people that missed out on the live show, like they would do anything to have a piece of it, and just like even if it's a piece of chicken tender, they would go for it, I think.
The mob is in. Going back to our stadium discussion, I hear there are dead bodies buried at the Rams stadium in LA. That's spoken from a true St. Louis Rams fan right there. I get it. It's
just dead like St. Louis Rams fans.
Sorry.
That was,
yikes.
that was
wow. Oh my gosh. AD. Jeez, you got to be careful with AD. Shots will be fired.
We all know it doesn't rain in LA either, so it's just the tears of St. Louis Rams.
Jeez, dude. Jeez. Speaking of LA, there's a drive-by by AD. Damn. Goodness gracious.
Sorry,
South
Mom.
Central LA.
I love you out there.
Damn. All right. What's your back of the week?
All right, let me pull up my screen here. This might be your back too, actually. Oh wait, whoops, pulled up the wrong one. One sec for technical difficulties here.
Sure, dude. Take your time. Here, I'll filibuster for you.
Filibuster for me, thank you.
Man, the good back and the ugly. You ready for something that's going to be back this week? AD's about to hit you with it.
Here we go. Ben and J-Lo are back again. I know they keep resurfacing in the news, and of course J-Lo just turned 52, so they were reenacting this photo from the early 2000s.
Yeah. A lot of photos of Ben and J-Lo came out this weekend.
What a perfect reenactment, I will say. Like hopefully it's the same boat too, because that they really went to the full length there. Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. Look. That the remake is very rarely this much on the head. The nails very rarely hit this hard on the head. But also, the only thing that doesn't look realistic from the first one, J-Lo somehow looks younger here.
Yes, she does. Yes.
She's 52 years old, and she somehow looks younger than she did 20 years ago when the first photo was taken. That
20 years later, nearly.
For our podcast audience, you've seen the photo, Ben Affleck touching J-Lo's booty, which, and that may be, I don't know if that's on purpose or just the fact that like if you're on the same boat as J-Lo, anywhere you put your hand down, it's probably going to be on J-Lo's booty. It is a large one.
The only thing missing is the wife beater from Affleck. Like he's missing that. Maybe he doesn't wear them anymore. That was a 2000s thing a long time ago. But what a turnaround for Ben Affleck. I'm not a Ben Affleck guy. I'm actually, and this may be, I'm more team A-Rod when it comes to the J-Lo lovers department. But Ben Affleck, what a turnaround. This dude went from freaking back tattoos of phoenixes rising from the ashes to like being photographed hauling Dunkin' Donuts outside of his house, to like the lonely,
divorcing Jennifer Gardner,
cigarette smoking Ben Affleck.
Right.
He just looks depressed,
going to rehab, getting really fat, making a really terrible Batman movie. To now all of a sudden he's on top of the world, like literally the happiest dude. Every time there hasn't been a photo of him in the last 6 months that is him sad because he's dating freaking J-Lo again. He's back with his old boo. He's back. This is like hooking back up with your high school girlfriend. That's what this is.
20 years later too, because they do have a kid together. Am I right in that?
Probably. I know he's got a couple with Jennifer Gardner, but I'm
maybe
sure
that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah.
He might. I'm sure he's got one with J-Lo too. Who knows? I mean, like, no. I think J-Lo only has kids with. Was she with Mark Consuelo? No, not Mark Consuelo.
It was Mark something.
Mark Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have a kid, but Ben Affleck. Gosh, could you imagine Ben Affleck as a dad? Jeez, like, hey, who's your dad? Oh, it's this guy who's responsible for Geely
standing in the corner.
Yeah, the guy who pretended to write Good Will Hunting. Oh man! All right, so Benifer is back,
and in a strong way too. I'll say.
Yeah, really strong way. I'd say. Do you have any other backs?
I don't. So it's all you.
Okay. All right. I got a couple of backs. First and foremost, dumb Tom Brady social media posts.
That was one of my uglies for the week. So okay.
All right. Let's go ahead. Let's get into it. So Tom Brady over the weekend posted a video of him playing a little catch. Okay. And he's at the campus of UCLA, and I'm gonna play this. I don't know if you don't really need sound, but
isn't important here. Yeah.
For the podcast listening audience.
Basically, it's Tom wearing his Under Armour cleats, right?
Yeah, it's Tom Brady throwing football into a jugs machine, and he's throwing it directly into the jugs machine each time, to where it's like the jugs machine is pointed towards him. He's throwing it the reverse way into the jugs machine. It's going into the jugs machine and then shooting right back out at him, and he's catching it. And he does it 3 times, and on the 3rd time, he knocks the jugs machine over, and it just spits it straight up into the air. AD, I can't believe how many people in America have been fooled by this video, who think this video is real.
Not only that, but how many people and outlets and news places that I've seen post this video, like, come on,
my question is, like, how can you watch this video and like if you're young, sure, okay, you probably, oh my gosh, Tom Brady's so good, he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
I love Tom Brady.
And now he's like really good at throwing, but it's like you have to assume everything with Tom Brady is a farce. The TB12 method, him winning a trophy or a trophy with the Tampa Bay Bucks, which is more of a super team than any team that LeBron James has ever paired up with, or Kevin Durant. Him winning a title with them and claiming it to be he was the reason why. And then this video, everything this dude does is a freaking farce, and he pulls the wool over everyone's eyes. I hate him so much, obviously, if you can't tell, but. Like, clearly, like, this couldn't be more fake. This video could not be more fake. And people are responding like, wow, he really is the GOAT. He really is so good. I guarantee you, if you brought Tom Brady in front of a jugs machine and said, hey, throw it into the hole, I don't even think he would even hit the jugs machine, let alone get it right in between the 2 spinning wheels. Second, if a jugs machine is turned on, a football can't go in between the 2, no matter how hard you're throwing the rock. It can't go through. It's not physically possible.
It's only going one way.
He would hit the spinning wheels and it would bounce off immediately. It would not fit in between there perfectly, no matter how hard or how accurate the throw was. Third, clearly, everyone who thought this was real has never seen the GOAT commercials.
Oh, the fantasy commercials.
The fantasy pick me commercials, where dudes would literally do the most fake things ever. Great commercials. Don't get me wrong. These were some of the coolest commercials ever.
Miss these commercials. They're all wearing Reebok too. That's how old it is.
Right. Back when Reebok was the league.
Yeah.
First of all, shout out to Chris Cooley for busting his fists through that drywall to catch that football. Like, that is Like, I feel bad for whoever's home that is that's being built, because that's just you're just going to have to replace that drywall.
Was that the highlight of Chris Cooley's career, or was it not?
I think honestly, it was all downhill after this from Chris Cooley.
I think he had like one good season right before that, this commercial, and then that's what got him this commercial spot. And it was all downhill from there.
So there's obviously like a ton of these commercials where it's literally like, here's your guy. Santonio Holmes, Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah.
Is this where he like runs and catches it underneath? Like he throws it to himself?
Yeah, no. Different one. This is where he goes and lines up wide, and he's like, you want to know how I get both feet down? He goes and runs a route, and he makes a catch and lands on a tightrope. Like a literal tightrope. Like, first of all, even that is fake. I hate to be the guy who pulls the curtain back, but that's a fake commercial. That is not a real thing he did. Here's Braylon Edwards back when he was with the Cleveland Browns. He puts a blindfold on his face. Okay? And then he goes to catch footballs, and he turns around and he makes every catch. 3 balls thrown his way. He makes every single catch. And then he catches one over his shoulder. Wow, with the blindfold on.
I mean, that's just how good he is, right?
No, AD, you're gonna be shocked when I tell you this.
That's also fake.
It's also fake. Freaking Lawrence Maroney. Maroney. You remember Lawrence Maroney?
I remember Lawrence Maroney.
This is where he jumps through the windows of a car.
Oh yeah. And he's practicing his diving skills into the end zone.
AD, I got some bad news for you. This one was fake.
No, again?
This one was fake as well.
One of these has to be real.
All right. So what about this one? Oh, Mason Crosby. He's out. I don't know if he's in Green Bay. Maybe he's in Madison. I don't know. But there's a bell, a clock tower with a bell at the top.
How crazy is that he's still kicking in the league as well.
I know, right? The fact that he was in these commercials came out a long time ago, back when Reebok was the prime sponsor of the league, and he hits the bell 3 times. Damn, that Mason Crosby is good though. He might have actually, he might have actually done that. But then, okay. So, but the one that I want to use. Well, first of all, you have Maurice Jones-Drew that's buried in sand and then just jumps out. Guys, not real. No, this next one is the one that I want to prove to you guys. All right, that if you think Tom Brady was actually throwing that football into jugs machines, let this video be proof as to why it was all fake.
Is that Chris Sims? Yeah.
Fellow Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Chris Sims nails a throw into a trash can. Nails a second throw into a trash can about 40 yards away. Oh, and now Chris Sims telling you he can hit moving targets. Now there's a truck with a trash can on the back driving by, and he hits it in there. And it
just happened to be driving by the trash can.
Right, just happened to be driving by. Oh, and then he hits a goal
crossbar. Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but
you know what? You know what? This also reminded me of the LeBron like full court like throw, like
the old Powerade commercials.
Yeah, when he like throws it across the whole court, like
right. And they had some Powerade commercials with Mike Vick where he would take that throw and he'd throw it at a dude, and the guy would like fall back like 10 yards.
Yep.
These aren't real, guys, and I hate to be the guy to break the news, but this Tom Brady.
But how many? If I had to count how many times I saw that video, which is why it was my ugly. Every place posted it. Like everyone just downloaded Tom's video and just reposted it. Like it's let's get a little more creative here, guys.
How many goat emojis do you think were posted this weekend when this video was posted?
And it's sad to think that how many people out there will believe that he did this actually.
Yeah.
And we'll never question it.
Yeah.
Like, Tom did that.
Yeah, Tom did that.
Yeah.
No, Tom did not do that, guys. If there's anything we know, Tom Brady has great video editors. Or it might be himself. Because didn't we determine that? Didn't we determine he edits his own videos?
He does on the side. Yeah.
He's
But also, it's just amazing that he, because they call it a copycat league, right? So it doesn't take long until people figure it out. That's exactly what he just did here. He brought back that early 2000s commercial and said,
Right.
"This is what I'm gonna. This is me. I'm a copycat."
Right. He is. I honestly, I can't stand his social media presence. It's so exhausting. Like, it's one thing for him to be as great as he is, and I mean, look, he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's as good as people think he is. Clearly, with these videos, but it's also like we don't need the bad tweets on top of it. We don't need the bad social media presence. Just be you, Brady. Like, be good, and leave it at that. Like, I
bet you that tweet got a lot of love though, because that's where it was posted originally. I think it probably got like 300,000 likes, something like that, something in that ballpark.
Yeah. All right. I've got for my last back of the week. AD, it's back.
Yeah.
It's back.
Not Ben and J-Lo.
No. We already covered Ben and J-Lo. The Schefter versus Ian Rapoport wars. Okay. It is.
On reporting. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. It is back. I don't know if you know this or not, but so today Aaron Rodgers was announced that he is coming back. He is coming back to the Green Bay Packers, and Ian Rapoport tweeted, and here, I'll go ahead and just I'll bring this up. Aaron Rodgers has indicated to people close to him that he does not plan to play for Green Bay this season, sources say. That is the expectation. Many factors at play, but with GM Brian Gutekunst, gosh, it's
a great name. Great name, by the way.
Gutekunst. Brian Gutekunst saying he is, quote, hopeful for a positive outcome. There is a glimmer of optimism. Okay. So Packers fans rejoice. You get Aaron Rodgers for one more year. This whole offseason, so wild, so random, but the thing I want to focus on is the Rapoport versus Schefter feud, because Rapoport tweets this out, right? Okay. Then later today, this is all went down today. Later in the
like a little bit hours ago, almost.
Yes. Yes.
Very short time ago.
Shortly after, Schefter goes on NFL Live, okay, to announce it. And listen to the verbiage that Schefter uses here, okay?
And this was expected all along. Let me tell you that as of last week, Aaron Rodgers' plan was not to show up to training camp and to not play this season.
One more time.
People who say this is obvious, and this was expected.
There are some people who say this was obvious and this was expected. Literally,
little dig there.
The verbiage from Ian Rapoport's tweet. All right. I love this. This might be my favorite rivalry in football. All right. It's not the Steelers Ravens. It's not the Packers Bears. It's not the Titans and Colts, I guess. I don't know. That's not that big of a rivalry. Just it is amongst Titans fans.
Division.
Yeah, right. This is the biggest rivalry in sports, because these two, in the words of Keith Jackson, these two just flat out don't like each other. Like, it is. And so for him to literally hit us with to all the people who say that this was obvious and this was expected all along.
Let me tell you that as of last week, Aaron Rodgers' plan was not to show up to training camp.
Of course it wasn't. He was not going to show up to training camp, right? This is very obvious.
Over the weekend, to the point where they offered the Packers did enough in the way of concessions
And
to get Aaron Rodgers to change.
this is a typical Schefter move, where it's like he wasn't first to a report, so he has to add his like little spin on it. Like, he has to add a nugget.
Spin.
Like, Aaron Rodgers is expected to show up to training camp this week. And then Schefter would like add a tweet, be like, my sources can confirm Schefter is expected to show up to training camp this week. wearing khakis. You know, like just like he'll
Just
add
a little
some
tidbit. That little
just
tidbit.
some little dumb nugget to make it his own. So that way ESPN can say breaking news from Adam Schefter, even though it's really came from Ian Rapoport or whoever else it may be. But
because technically Ian's employed by NFL Network, right?
Right.
And Schefter is ESPN. That makes sense.
right. Also, not to go to journalism honk here, but could it potentially be a conflict of interest? The fact that he's got a Packers mini
Packers helmet. Yeah, I was thinking
right
that
behind
too.
him. I mean, Shefty, that's not very good journalistic integrity right there.
Seems
my
like
man.
he has some skin in the game.
Yeah,
with
that'd be like
Aaron
me
Rodgers.
reporting on something with the Titans or something with all this Titans crap behind
or
me.
people thinking that I'm a Colts fan with this
right.
Colts helmet back there. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to go on every time you would make your Sports Center hit. You would have to say, guys, no, this is my high school football helmet.
I am
This
not
is
a Colts fan.
not a
Yeah.
Colts fan,
Yes.
guys. Got a high school football helmet behind me. But yeah, also, I also saw a report that Rodgers coming back all hinged on the Packers signing Randall Cobb.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, his former teammate.
Imagine holding an entire franchise hostage for an offseason, all just
While vacationing in Hawaii.
with Shailene Woodley and Miles
Yeah.
Teller, just to demand Randall Cobb. Like this dude, Aaron Rodgers could probably get whoever the hell he wants on his roster this year. And the Packers would probably get it done just because they don't want to lose him. And he asked for Randall Cobb. The Packers are probably like, you want Randall? I mean, yeah.
Are you sure there's nothing else you want?
Yeah, they're
Are
like-
you,
they're
are
like-
you sure? Yeah.
They're like, okay, we'll
They were-
try. We'll try to see if we can get Randall Cobb. Like,
They're
what are
like,
they going to give up? Like a 7th round draft pick for him or something?
They're like, did you say Aaron Don? No, Randall Cobb.
Oh, Randall Cobb.
Yeah,
Randall
not
Cobb.
Aaron Donald.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
It's like Randall Moss. Oh, Cobb. Okay, all right, cool, cool.
And then like they have to like look up like, does he still play? Like, is that?
Yeah, right.
Is he,
They're
still,
like,
is he
what
still in the
team is
league?
he on? Is he? I mean, we could probably just call him. He's probably at home.
Yeah, he probably isn't even at training camp. And well, speaking of ESPN and those guys, Schefter and Ian Rapoport, who else is back is Woj. There was a Woj bomb this afternoon.
Woj bomb.
The Grizzlies traded Jonas Valanciunas, or I don't even know how to say his last name.
Of course, yeah, old Jonas Valanciunas. He's the MJ of
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 Memphis.
JVs. Yeah.
And they traded him to the Thunder.
This is a great Woj bomb right here. Glad you.
Yeah, they traded him to the.
I mean, that's
to
huge.
The Thunder. Steven Adams for Steven Adams. So
Stop the presses. Wait,
hot
Steven
off the
Adams.
press.
Steven
Yeah.
Adams is with Memphis now.
Yes.
Oh damn!
Yes, he is.
Why does everyone
Yeah.
keeps trading Steven Adams? He's awesome.
I had class with Steven Adams at Pitt.
No, you didn't.
I did.
How has this never come up before?
I don't know. I mean, he was only at Pitt for like 1 year, and then he went straight to the league.
Well, still the freaking the big Australian dude or New Zealand dude.
Yeah, he actually went to the league because it was to help his family out back in New Zealand or
Hang on.
wherever. It's from.
hang
Breaking
on.
news.
Yeah, hang on. Gotta hit him with it.
Brendan Fraser.
AD, you went to college. You took a class with Steven Adams. Of the
It was
NBA.
a pretty big class. So he wasn't really there that often.
I don't care. Like just the fact that first of all, I didn't even know he went to Pitt, let alone that you took a class with him.
I mean, he was literally there for 1 year, so it was a very short stint. H2P, H2P,
Adam Collier,
yeah.
H2P, hail to Pitt, hail to Pitt.
Always
yeah,
hailing Pitt.
hail to Pitt. I'll friggin' hail to Pitt, knowing that Steven Adams went there. Hell yeah, am I right?
Oh, and Eric Bledsoe as well, and it was the Pelicans. I don't even know why I said the Thunder because he's been on so many different teams.
I know.
I couldn't even remember what team he was on.
So he went from the Pelicans to the Grizzlies.
Yes, and then
I
the
love
Grizzlies traded.
Steven Adams on the Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies. I like them. They're
I like Steven Adams. I think he's a gritty.
well, yeah,
player.
he's your old classmate. Hey,
Yeah,
H2P,
buddies.
H2P.
I see him next time. Like, hey, you remember that one class we had? Like,
Yeah,
he'd be like,
damn, AD. Why? Oh, I can't believe this.
he'd be
Anyway,
like, no, I got 12 credits from Pitt. Okay, I was like, not even.
I
there,
remember
like,
that class. I went one day.
Yeah. He actually
No,
might remember it then. He might remember it then.
Well,
if
that's
it was
true.
just one-
Yeah, do you remember that one day you went to class? Probably easier for him to remember. AD, what's your ugly of the week?
My ugly of the week, the Saints, New Orleans Saints, where they play their football games. They are changing the name to the Caesars Palace Superdome.
I saw that. Yeah.
And I think this is a good thing, but I just not really sure if I like the Caesars Palace, like the Little Caesars, you know. I don't really know if I like that, but
Well,
I'm
no,
just
not Little Caesars, because now you're.
I know
giving
it's
it a pizza,
I know
a
it's
pizza
I know
brand.
it's Caesars, but I'm just gonna call it Little Caesars.
Okay, all right.
But
that actually would be funny if it was the Little Caesars Superdome, because it's kind of like it sounds like an oxymoron.
Yes, yeah, that would actually probably be better.
That would be cool. Pizza.
I'm just finally happy that there's no longer two Mercedes-Benz Superdomes, because that got very confusing.
That got very confusing very fast. It's kind of like in the
okay
NBA.
that?
In the NBA, there's two American Airlines arenas. Where the Mavericks
Miami
and the Miami Heat.
The Mavericks. Oh wow. Damn.
Yeah, so it's like,
I
guys,
didn't even know.
I think there should be a rule. If you are a company, you're only allowed to sponsor one
Is
stadium.
it advantageous to sponsor two? Like, it can't be. Like, what?
Well, I mean, if you're
everyone knows it as the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, I guess. But
if you're a big brand, you probably want to sponsor as many stadiums as you can. So that way every team plays in your stadium. Wow. And think about it, you get to go to suites in both stadiums. That's actually pretty cool.
That is,
but it was
sweet.
Weird that they were both in the same division. Both the Saints and the Falcons in the same division
and very close in proximity. Like,
right.
Just
southeast, skipping a jump away. Yeah. A quick Mercedes-Benz car drive away.
Maybe that's what they were going to, drive from one Superdome to the next, and in our luxury vehicle. But
what the Superdome probably changed their name because they didn't want Kanye staying at their Mercedes-Benz stadium.
Because Kanye could get confused and think that was his home too.
Right. So oh crap. If Kanye thinks this is named Mercedes-Benz Superdome, we got to change the name quick.
He
Caesars,
shows
where you at?
Ticket. He's like, it says Mercedes-Benz Superdome on it.
Yeah.
But that's I guess it's a good thing for Caesars, because there's a lot happening in New Orleans coming up. Super Bowl in 2025, men's Final Four.
Oh, wow.
The Sugar Bowl that's always there.
It's going to feel a little bit weird to have the men's Final Four in a stadium named after a sports book.
I mean,
hey, Tim Donaghy, where you at? Hey, you busy that weekend? You want to come rough some college basketball?
Trying to fix some games for us here?
Yeah, well, just keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on that one.
Okay, so, and I feel like the Superdome's just been through a lot, right? Like, I mean, we're talking back to like Katrina and
Katrina,
because it was the Mercedes-Benz Superdome back then.
Yeah.
So they've been through a lot.
They have been through a lot. That's a rundown. They put a lot of miles on that Superdome.
And I guess would this be the first time that a stadium is being named after a sports book? I think is this the first one?
I think so. I don't know of any others.
Or a casino.
I mean, there may be other stadiums that are named by a company that has also opened
a casino,
a sports book, but
like Hard Rock, I'm thinking.
Yeah, right. Hard Rock. I don't think they have a sports book yet, but they
have a casino.
They have a casino. Yeah,
they have a casino. Okay. Well, yeah. So I'm just happy that there's no longer the confusion with the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. So that's good. That's a good ugly of the week. Stay woke out there, sheeple. My ugly of the week, pretending to care about the Olympics. This is always like the 2 weeks out of the year where it's like you had to oh wait, here we go. Hang on. Before we go on, Adam Collier
Is Collier?
Collier, I believe,
Collier.
yeah.
Right. Okay. I had class with Steelers former linebacker Tyler
Matakevich.
All right.
So
Are we
he's
just
now-
bragging about? Are we just bragging
he-
about professional athletes we had classes with?
I think
When they
we
changed
are, yeah.
Joe Lou's Arena to Little Caesars Arena, I was so mad. And that is the Little Caesars Arena. That is, but it makes
Is it in Louisville? Where's that?
no. That's in Detroit. That's where the Red Wings play.
Oh, okay.
That,
Okay,
like-
I didn't know that.
Yeah, where the Red Wings play, Joe Louis Arena. They changed it to Little Caesars Arena, and kind of sucks for them. Little Caesars Superdome would be awesome. Little Caesars Arena in Detroit.
I think we need to put little in front of that Caesars.
Please, we need even if
Spray
they're
painted on there. Yeah, like
Right,
someone
even
graffiti it.
even if it's not like the actual Little Caesars company sponsoring them, like it can still be Caesars, but just throw the name Little in the front of it, so it's Little Caesars Superdome. It can still be the Superdome. But my ugly of the week, the pretending to care about the Olympics. I don't know about you, but this is like always like a tough 2 weeks for me personally, because I'm just like, I just have to be like, oh wow, the
3-on-3 basketball.
yeah. Wow. Oh, hey. Oh, U.S. team handball. Okay. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's a fun distraction for 2 weeks, but I honestly don't really care about the medals. Like swimming, I guess is all right to watch, but it's not that.
Swimming. You choose swimming over anything.
Why?
Well, I feel like that's one of the more boring sports in the Olympics, but
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, they're just swimming down in straight lines back and forth. And
yeah,
I don't know.
I gotta be honest. I mean, I enjoy the Olympics. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch, tune in.
Well, the fact that like NBC's like, these events are going to be on Peacock. NBC. Let's be real.
You might as well just say
I'm not launching up.
They're not on
Peacock.
TV. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not pulling up Peacock just to watch these games. All right.
I think the best part about the Olympics, for me at least right now, is that it's just like a distraction until football season. Like it's like
yeah.
It just gets you through, and like basketball's over now. Hockey's been over too, so like there's not much else to watch. There's baseball, but that's a little boring. I think if I had to choose between baseball and the Olympics, I'd probably choose the Olympics right now. But I did something very stupid, which was there was something I was about to leave the house, and I had the Olympics on, and I wanted to see the end of this skateboarding event, and I was like, oh, I'll just record it real quick. So I hit record, and then it gives you the option: just this episode or all episodes. I said all episodes, and I made a huge mistake.
Oh no!
The DVR is just filled. DVR's filled, and I just like I will probably never go back and watch them ever. So
you won't have time because like you'll be spending the rest of your week will be spent deleting everything off your DVR.
Deleting it, yeah. I think the worst part about the Olympics right now is that like they show things that like it's just like a heat, right? Or it's just like like they'll show things that aren't for a medal, and you're like, well, they won that race, but they don't. Yeah. They're not getting anything for it. It's just like it's just another event. It's just
how do they expect me to keep track of that? Like, oh, this is just Heat 2. Okay, I'll come back for Heat 3, 4, and 5, and then I'll come back to watch the medal. Like, why are you showing me this? Like, I thought we were supposed to do all the qualifying ahead of the Olympics. I thought the Olympics was literally
Didn't we take care of that already? Yeah.
Every race, every competition should be for a medal. And then you'll watch the Olympics. It's like, oh, this is pool play. Like the soccer team and the basketball team.
Yeah.
Basketball team, they're playing in pool play right now. I don't want to watch pool play.
I want to watch a game that means something.
The only pool play I want to watch is water polo. Hey. That one was free. That one was free. That one was free. Ladies and gentlemen, it is free.
That was a shallow end one right there. That was
hey.
That one was also free. That one was free, ladies and gentlemen. That is a free one. You can take it home with you.
Thank you. Please do.
My only other ugly of the week is Texas and OU to the SEC. I hate this. I hate this. I hate it as a fan of a team that is in the SEC. I hate it as a college football fan. I hate it on so many levels. There's so much change going on this offseason in college football. I mean, with the NIL, which I think the NIL is a good thing, and I hope that doesn't ruin things. I don't think it will, but there is that chance that it can. And now Texas and OU, two of the biggest programs in the country, jumping ship from one conference to the next. And look, don't get me wrong, the SEC will benefit from this. They will get better, but it's like, do they need to? The SEC is doing just fine without Texas and OU. And really, OU is probably the only one they want out of those two. Texas is not the Texas of old.
Texas isn't back.
I don't know who needs to hear this. Texas is not back. It is not back. And I just hate this. And I think it's awful what Texas and OU did to the Big 12 to begin with. The whole reason the Big 12 fell apart was because Texas and OU would not do a revenue share with the rest of the members of the conference because they're Texas and OU. They don't need to. They're like, we make more money than everyone. Why would we want to split this with the rest of the programs? Well, you want to do that because you build good. That's how you build good conferences. That's what the SEC does. Alabama doesn't need to share their revenue with other schools in the program, but they do because they're in the SEC and they realize that the conference being better makes them
greater
better.
Good.
Exactly. Good. So now you're getting two teams. And so OU and Texas refuse to do that. Nebraska and Colorado jump ship. Then all of a sudden, Mizzou and A&M jump ship as well because they see, well, screw this. We want to go to a conference where we will be treated fairly and equally, where the conference doesn't bow down and cater to every need that these two powerhouse programs have. Texas Texas, the fact that they have the Longhorn Network, the fact that the Big 12 allowed them to get their own network is a competitive disadvantage for the rest of the conference and was so dumb. Now, granted, the Longhorn Network sucks, and I think the ultimate play in this is to dissolve the Longhorn Network and intertwine it into the SEC network, which I do think, I've heard those conspiracy theories about how ESPN having a big hand in this move. I completely agree with them. And I completely believe those theories that ESPN has kind of had this behind the scenes push to get Texas and OU to the SEC because it makes the SEC bigger, thus makes ESPN look bigger, but then also it tears down Fox Sports, who has the Big 12 rights. So the Big 12 without Texas and OU, that screws over Fox Sports.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
So, but I just think I think it's ridiculous that Texas and OU did that originally to the Big 12, and now here we are 10 years later, and the conference that they had a hand in dismantling, they are now killing over. Like they are basically saying, we don't want to do the revenue share, and then 10 years later being like, well, we went out of this conference. They literally cater to your every need. The Big 12 catered to Texas and Oklahoma's every single need for 10 years. Well, for longer than 10 years, just over the last 10 years since the conference realignment. And now they're like, oh, well, we're going to leave too. Like, screw them. That sucks. Texas and OU suck. And I think it's ridiculous. And part of me worries, like, what are they going to do when they enter the SEC and they realize they're not the top dog and the SEC is not going to cater to their every need? They are going to be a headache, and it sucks. And plus, have you ever met anyone from Texas? Have you ever met a Longhorn fan? They suck.
How obnoxious they are? Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So it's like, why would you want that to be a part of your conference? I don't get it. I mean, yeah, money. That's the answer. Money is the answer. But it's so ridiculous, in my opinion.
Would you rather, like, just hypothetically, if they were to do away with conferences in general, would that be better in your eyes?
No, because it's like they're like divisions essentially at this point. I think you need it. I think because if it's just a free for all, what? Go ahead.
Well, no, just what if it's so lopsided, like it already has been, sort of with the SEC, and the best teams in the ACC and the best teams in the Big Ten. Like, there's clearly a disparity amongst their own conferences. So,
sure.
What if they just formed some sort of like super conference, like with those best teams? Like I don't know. I just think like the idea of a conference is just so outdated.
Yeah.
And just Like, and I don't know. I think I think it could make college football as a whole better if these teams were sort of placed into their own super conference almost.
Well, I mean, this is literally the first domino to fall. Maybe granted, 5 years. I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than that. But right now, we're looking at 2025 for this to go into effect because that's when the deal with the Big 12 expires. A lot can change in those 5 years, including this deal getting done sooner, them somehow getting out or paying a fee or something. Yeah, joining the SEC a lot sooner. This is the first domino to fall. You're going to see a lot of change over the next, probably the next year. And on top of that, 5 years
to try and keep them in the conference, or what? Is that what you're thinking? To keep them in the Big 12?
just other, like the Big 12 recruiting more teams to get to the needed 12 teams for their conference championship, or 10 teams,
or if they just dissolve the Big 12 in general, like altogether.
They might. I mean, I doubt it, but I think you'll get the Tulsas and the Boise States added to the Big 12, but then the Big 12 becomes
that could be
what the Big East became in basketball. The Big East used to be the best basketball conference in the country, now the Big East is it's a shell of itself. So I think you very well could see that happen in the Big 12.
As soon as Pitt left, the Big East was their downfall.
That's what they're saying.
ACC.
That and your classmate Steven Adams.
Steven Adams only staying for 1 year.
So anyway, I hate that. I hate it, and I think it's dumb.
I hope that the Big 12 is dissolved, and the only reason I'm saying that is because then I think West Virginia would join the ACC. So, they would be. The backyard brawl would be back again.
The backyard brawl would be back.
Pitt,
and that would be fun.
West Virginia. Yeah.
I think we'd all be for that. Get West Virginia to the ACC again. And anything to screw over Kansas, I'm okay with. So
yes, of course.
I guess on that front, I'm okay with Texas and OU screwing over Kansas. So as a Mizzou alum. Hey, it's the time for the Frank Fact. Frank Fact, each week we get a fact from our guy Frank, who used to write for Korked Bats and just a fan of this podcast, and we're a fan of his. He gives us a fact and we marvel in that fact. This week's Frank Fact: Caesar salads. It's about Caesar salads.
Speaking of Caesar.
Yeah, right? This is a big Caesar. Big day for Caesar.
Topical.
Right?
It's a big little Caesar day.
It's a big little Caesar day.
Oh.
Yeah. So the Caesar salad, timely, was invented in Mexico in 1924, which that's a lot. It's a lot older than I would have guessed. That's Caesar salad, been around for a while. Invented in Mexico in 1924 and is not named after Julius Caesar.
I feel like I did know this too.
Wait. Again, if you knew this and you're holding out on me, what else do you know? You took a class with Steven Adams at Pitt.
Yep.
You knew that the Caesar salad was not named after Julius Caesar. What else do you know that you're holding out on me?
The Cobb salad was not named after Randall Cobb.
Okay, all right, thank you. Because that I did not know. That I assumed was also. What if the Packers got Aaron Rodgers a Cobb salad instead of Randall Cobb? And they're like,
"This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted."
Specify. You didn't specify. You just said you wanted Cobb on this team now. And
just get me Cobb.
Yeah,
So who was it named after? I don't remember that part.
I don't know. Some guy's named Caesar in Mexico in 1924.
Caesar.
It's probably the guy who made it.
Dog food named Caesars. Is that also like it?
I don't know.
In a can? I
believe there? Maybe.
Could be
canned dog food named Caesars. Yeah. So there you go. Caesar salad invented in Mexico in 1924 and is not named after Julius Caesar. Color me shocked. My whole life has been a lie. I feel as betrayed as Julius Caesar.
You feel backstabbed?
Brutus could have stabbed me in the back right now, and I wouldn't feel as betrayed as I do right now, thinking that Caesar. Oh, there it is. Caesar dog food. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so it's not spelled like the other Caesar though. So
no, is that how it's pronounced?
Caesar?
Is it pronounced Caesar? Yeah.
Caesar? Or this food?
Yeah, because it's dog food. The spelling of it is Cesar. Is that the way it's spelled?
I guess. Yeah. So I
Or is
mean,
it
that's
like
how I would say
Cesar?
it. Cesar.
Cesar or Kezar? Kaiser
Kaiser.
Soze. Something to think about. All
Something
right.
to think. Something to take home with you.
Well, that's going to do it for us today. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're working to get our Instagram account back. If you guys have any help, please do so. We're sitting on at Korked Bats 2 on Instagram. If we need it, we'll pull out this all stops. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow
Follower
us.
count is rising on that too. There's been no activity.
There's been no activity yet. But
that's the keyword. That's the keyword. Yeah.
AD and I assure you, we will have a Instagram account. Korked Bats will have an Instagram account back for football season, one way or another. Okay, so either give us a follow at Korked Bats 2 or Adam Collier. Hey, love the junk drawer. Have a good night, fellas. Adam, have a good night to you too. We love you, Adam. The junk drawer. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever podcasts are found. Hit a like button. Do all of that. Help, just help the numbers. We appreciate it. Seriously, it helps us grow. And then we can just make the show better. We can make it ultimately a good time for everyone. So, AD, you got anything for the road?
Well, I mentioned it off the top. Please don't forget to water those plants. It's really hot out there, guys.
That's actually what I was going to say. Don't forget to water your plants, guys.
I took it from you then.
Don't forget to water your plants. What is the thing that I say to end this? What is it? What is the word?
Did you also say it off the top?
I think I did, but I don't remember what it was.
Can we go back and look? Or
yeah, let's go.
It's ahoy.
Oh, that's right.